All right, welcome everybody. If you're jumping on, please leave some good energy in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more value. Yes, I hope everybody's feeling blessed, feeling amazing today. Right. So, yeah, I just want to share a little value with y'all today. I want to do a little bit more of these videos where I'm just sharing value. Okay, I know I've been dropping a lot of opportunity type content, and yeah, sometimes you got to just go back to the basics, right? And I want to just make sure that I'm giving more value than dropping opportunity content, right? So yeah, that's what this is going to be. Okay, I'm not going to be selling you guys anything. I'm just going to be giving you some value, something that you can take from here and hopefully become better, right? Because that's what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is become better mentally, physically, spiritually, in all ways, because that's what I want to be remembered by. Um, you might not want the same, right? You might not care to become better, and that's cool, right? I've come to peace with that. Everybody doesn't want to be better than what they are, and that's okay, right? Some people settle for just what they become. Some people don't care if they're getting worse. Everybody's different, right? But for those of you that are seeking to get better, you do want to have a better life, right? You want to be remembered for something better. This is going to be for you. All right. So welcome everybody. Make sure that you like and you share this if you're on Facebook. What I want to talk to y'all about today is something that changed my life, and it is changing my life. Um, and a lot of lives are being changed at our church, and people that have really started to give their life to Christ, right? In our church, and you're starting to see the change, and you're starting to see God work in people's lives, right? And what I want to share with y'all today, right, is this verse, Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Okay. So this scripture changed everything for me. Once I started to seek a relationship with God and seek Jesus and try to be better, right? Try to look for a different way to do things. I started to notice a change in what I was attracting, what I was manifesting, changing my finances, changing my relationship. I might not have the best relationship, I might not have the best house on the block, the most money, right? But um, I believe I'm rich spiritually already, and I believe that will manifest into reality in just a matter of time. But once I started to just put God first, right? First in my day, first in my giving, first in my relationships and everything, I started to notice a change, right? So that's what I want to share with y'all. A new routine, okay? A new routine, something that will change your life is getting into a new routine, doing little small habits daily different. That's when I started to notice, right? When I started doing little small things different. And what I mean by the small things, like waking up and not touching my phone first. That's a very small, subtle thing that most people do. But once I started becoming aware, and I started to stop myself and say, you know what, I'm not going to first plug into the world and worry about who's messaging me, if I got any sales or um, all this other stuff, right? I'm going to first plug into God, right? So what does that look like? What does that look like, right? Plugging into God. It can be whatever you want it to be, but what I do, I like to get into my meditation and prayer, right? So I want to share a routine with y'all that that changed my life, right? And I believe if you try it out, it will change yours, right? Because what can it hurt? The routine that you've been doing up until now is what's been giving you the results that you've been getting, right? So what would it hurt trying something new? And the worst that can happen, right? You change the routine to what I'm talking about, and nothing happens, and you can go back to your old routine. Okay. So 1 second, let me find this here. But what I want to share with y'all, right? This is just a new routine for you to start your day off. And I got this from a multimillionaire I follow. All right, here it is. By the name, his name is Wesley Virgin. I worked on his marketing team, Virgin marketing team, for like a couple years, and he shared this routine, right? This multimillionaire shared his daily routine. So what I found out is that the results you want, right? Somebody has already reached those results. Okay, whatever your goal is, somebody has already achieved that. So the wisest thing to do is for you to figure out what they do on a daily basis and copy what they do. All right. Something this multimillionaire shared with me was that if you're going to be rich, right, or if you plan on being wealthy, you have to get around other wealthy people and do what wealthy people do. Because as long as you keep doing what broke people do, you keep talking how broke people talk, you keep hanging around where broke people hang around, you're going to continue to stay broke, and you're going to continue to not do anything. Hang around 5 rich people, you'll become the 6th. You hang around 5 broke people who aren't doing anything, Pookie, Lukey, and Dookie down at the bar, you're going to become the 6th one. All right. So that's what I've learned. That you want to get the results like. Okay. So it's going to take you some searching. It's going to take seeking. But you can find them, right? On YouTube, you can find people that are successful, and they share everything that they're doing online, right? YouTube channels, like doing videos like this. You can find it if you really search for it. Okay. So yeah, this multimillionaire shares routine, and now I want to share it with y'all. Okay. And I believe this is going to help the right person that is supposed to see, right? This video is public. And if it's meant for you, it'll fall in. You are in the right mindset to receive this. If not, then you'll just keep on with your routine. You keep on saying that you know best, and you'll continue to get the results that you're getting. Okay. But that's what I had to do. I had to stop being hard-headed and thinking that I know it all, that I have it all figured out, and I'm just doing everything that I need to do, and it's going to give me my results. But no, if it did, then I would have already been getting those results, or I've been already doing it. So you got to listen, right? You got to listen to somebody. So this new routine, right? Number 1, this is what the multimillionaire told me, that first thing that he does when he wakes up in his bed and gets grateful. Puts himself in a grateful attitude. Says he wakes up and he says, "Thank you, Jesus, that I woke up. Thank you for getting me through the night safely. Thank you, I have a house over my head. I have shoes on my feet, clothes to wear. I have breath in my lungs. My senses are working." Right? Going through all these things that he's grateful for. All right, and this is a exercise that I do with my group. We call it the gratitude list, right? So we take out a piece of paper and we write down 3 things that we're grateful for before we get into our meditation. But yeah, the reason why we want to get into great feelings is because this is going to boost our vibration. This is going to increase our frequency. And the reason why we want to increase that frequency is because in order to manifest something better, we have to get on the frequency of better, right? Of what we want, that we desire. We have to get on that same vibration, that same frequency. And the fastest way, the cheapest way to get ourselves on a higher frequency is through gratitude. Anybody can be thankful. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a shift of your perspective. To stop thinking of what you don't have. Stop thinking of what's not happening for you. And start focusing on what you do have. Because we really do have a lot, right? If you just think about it, like, if you can see the screen, if you can hear me, like, you got your senses that are working. Some people don't have their hearing. Some people can't see. If you can get up and walk outside, that's a blessing. Some people can't walk. They're in wheelchairs, or some people don't even have a home to walk out of. So you just got to really just make this mental shift, right? And it's going to take a little bit. It's easier said than done. All right. And even me, some days I slip up and I start getting ungrateful, start focusing on what's not happening for me, what I don't have, and I got to snap out of it. Right. But yeah, it's get you on a high frequency. And that's what we want to do. First thing in the morning, we want to catapult our energy, our frequency into the direction of what we want. Right. And if everything that we wanted was to happen right now, we'd be pretty grateful. We'd be joyful, excited, right? Enthusiastic. So that's the feeling we want to get into first waking up. Number two, we go into visualizing and emotionalizing. Right? This multimillionaire said he used to say this all the time, right? It really stuck out to me. You got to become it before you become it. All right. You got to become it before you become it. What's that mean? It means that you got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to already believe that it's come to pass and really feel like it, right? Emotionalize it, using many senses as possible. So yes, he used to say that all the time, right? You gotta become it before you become it. And I believe that's the key right there. That's the hardest thing, because we're looking at our circumstances and what we have right now and what people tell us that we are. So it's hard for us to see things that aren't there and have faith and really believe. Right. But you got to practice this. It's like a muscle. Okay. And the more that we do this routine, you got to see that thing, whatever you want it is that to happen. You got to see it before you actually see it in real life. You got to feel it, right? Before every manifestation precedes a feeling. Before every manifestation precedes a feeling, right? You're going to have a feeling before it manifests. You're going to see it in full visual, vivid detail. All right. So number three, affirmations. And my multimillionaire mentor, he said that this is called mirror work. All right. So you got to do your mirror work. You got to look at yourself and speak over yourself. Because if you don't, I can tell you this, there are people out there that are speaking over your life right now, speaking bad over you, speaking evil over your life, trying to curse you. They are, right? Let's just be real. They're trying to curse you, trying to see you do bad. They want to see you stop breathing, and they want to see you fail and destroy yourself, right? So you have to combat this in spiritual warfare. And the way that we combat this, right, our weapon is our tongue. Our strongest weapon is our tongue. Okay, what we say. You have the power of life and death in our tongue. Those that eat its fruit. Okay, so we have to speak life over ourselves. We have to get around other people who are going to speak life over us, right? That's why it was so important for me to get around my pastor. Shout out to Pastor Beverly and Lady Beverly. It was so important getting around them and people that will speak life into me, and even when I'm not around, speak life over me. Yeah, you got to do this mirror work. You got to talk to yourself, right? It's going to feel crazy at first, but you got to do it, right? I look in the mirror, I look at myself, I tell myself, I am successful. I am a multimillionaire. I am getting stronger and healthier every day. I am making a full-time income online. I am changing millions of lives around the world. All right. So you see that? You're saying it with conviction, saying it as if you believe it, right? It's one way to look at yourself, man, and just say it with just like you really don't believe it, right? Like, oh, I am successful, I am rich, I am making millions of dollars, right? It's one thing to say affirmations like that, and another way to say it with your chest. Okay, so you gotta say this with conviction. Number 4, this is a big one, especially for people that make money online. Hydrating. All right, so we got to get off that laptop, get outside. Fruits, vegetables, high pH water. All right, because this is what I notice a lot, and especially people that make money online. We get malnourished. Okay, we kind of neglect our health because we're so worried about making the next dollar, next sale, or just in the zone. Right, I've been in the zone before where I've stayed in the house for weeks and just creating. Okay, so very, very key. Hydrating, getting the right minerals, right vitamins, protein, creatine, right? And then number 5, going into working out. This is huge, right? Once I started getting into a consistent routine of just at least getting active for like 1 to 2 hours, I noticed a change. I noticed a change in the way I felt about myself, my mental health. Just working out, right? Go into that iron gym. And you don't have to go to the gym. Like, you can just make a space in your house. Okay, get a mat, get a couple dumbbells, and go to work right there, right? But the main thing, what we're trying to do, my multimillionaire mentor said, what you want to do is open your pores. You want to be sweating out toxins, getting your cardio right, getting your heart rate increased, and that mental toughness is what you're trying to build, right? Of pushing yourself through the pain, putting yourself, main, even if it's just starting off walking, or you're walking on a treadmill, walking around the block, just something. Okay. Then number 6, going into making money doing what we love to do. Okay, so you got to find something that you love to do and get paid for it. For me, it's trading. Right? I love to day trade. I love selling digital products, right? Making money online. That's what I love to do. I love teaching other people how to do that. All right. For you, it may be something different. You may love whatever, playing basketball. You may love cooking. You may love cutting hair. Whatever it is, right? Find what you love to do and get paid for it. All right. And then he says he makes sure that he gets his 8 hours of sleep. So says he usually falls asleep around 9-10, gets 8 hours of sleep, wakes up around 5 a.m. to do it again. All right. So, y'all, this is the multi-millionaire routine that was shared with me. Now I'm sharing it with y'all. If you choose to follow it, you can, or try it out. Once I started to do this routine, I noticed a change. Right, it was way different from what I used to do. What I used to do was roll over. I check my phone, plug into social media or other text messages and stuff, before plugging into God. All right, putting God first. So you just got to make that mental switch. Right, you got to make that mental switch and switch up your routine if you want new results. If you don't want any new results, then just keep doing what you've been doing, and you can get the same results that you've been getting. Okay. Get the stress. You ready? Happy holidays. All right. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can ask, or DM me. This was a quick quick live, quick video, but very, very, very powerful, right? If you guys can just tap into this, implement this earlier, right? I wish that when I was 17, 18, I would have got my hands on this routine or seen somebody explaining this, because who knows where I'd be at right now if I would have changed my routine a long time ago, instead of waiting till 30s, change your routine, right? Trying to get it right. If you can get it right early, get into a routine and stay disciplined to it at an early age, by the time you get 25, 30, right, you're going to be doing it. And even for my people who are in the 30s or 40s, 50s right now watching this, right, it's never too late. It's never too late, right? And with Jesus, you can bounce back from anything, and he can make your latter years greater than your past years. All right. So yeah, all we can do is use what we got, make the best of the best, make the best of the rest of it, and yeah, just continue to get better, right? Get better. So yeah, hopefully you guys got value from this. Let me check the comments. All right, yes sir. Shout out to Sam. All right, bro. Yeah, so y'all, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's go.